Good morning. Welcome back to class. We are working on voice again. So last week we had to take a detour. Had my kids got sick. There was different stuff, and so we worked on who is Thespis and different work with that. If you haven't got that in, go ahead and make sure you do. But today we are going back to voice. Okay, and we're going to finish that up this week. So your warm up is on Schoology. The questions are about your own voice. Have you ever listened to your own echo? Do you think it sounds different than your normal voice? Why do you think that is? If you haven't heard your echo, have you ever listened to a recording of yourself? Are there places around school or home where you can hear your echo or make your voice sound different? So the idea behind these is different rooms have different temperatures for your voice almost. So like a cooler room has more of a hollow sound, right? A warmer room has more things that maybe absorb your voice and make it come across softer. And so the type of room that you're in will determine how your voice sounds. So we're on voice, class 2. So we play a game, and this is a game that we break up into groups, and I give each group a noise that they're going to make. And so we have the ooh ooh group and the ah ah group and the ee, and I spread them out around the room, and with their eyes closed and only making the voice, they have to find each other by just making their noise and using their eyes, or not using their eyes, using their ears. So this was the game Sound Find that we played. I don't really know if there's a way you could play that without being in a group of multiple people that would play it with you. So the exercise is for your resonance, okay? So we're going to find good posture. To find good posture, we go feet shoulder width apart. We go down and hang out for a minute. You're going to roll up on an 8 count. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll our shoulders back. 2, 3, 4. Up, down, up, down. All right, we're going to bend our knees slightly forward, just slight. Our weight is like on the balls of our feet. We are going to let our chin just sort of be parallel with the floor. All right, so wobble, wobble. All right, so now from here, we're going to take a deep breath. And then we're going to release with an S sound. So S. We're going to breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4. Release with an S. So with this good posture and this good resonance, we're going to hum, okay? So first hum. Humming normally is where right? And that is right here in the mouth. We're going to try to hum in our chest. So almost swallowing. So for me, I have to really get lower, and I feel my chest vibrate. So put your hand on your chest and hum in a way that you feel in your chest. And then back your throat. Do you feel that? That's a resonator, okay? So that's the back of your throat. In your mouth. It's sort of hard when you close your mouth, it automatically almost jumps up to your nose, right? Your nose, your head, put your hand on top of your head and hum high pitch. You hear them, all right? These are your resonators, and this is something that you use to push your voice out. And depending on the region you grew up, the accent that you have, you use a different resonator more naturally. But in theater, we want to learn how to use all of our resonators. So could you feel the vibration in each of the resonators? You're going to answer these questions. Why would someone sound different when they have a cold? So think about that. Why having a cold or having something affecting one of the resonators, why does that make you sound different? Do you think there are ways people alter their voices that they're not even aware of? This is where you think of different people with different accents or different regions. So just to review, how is voice produced? It starts in the lungs. That's the powerhouse. It goes up to the larynx with the vocal cords. And then we have our resonators that sort of give the type of sound that we hear. And then we have articulation. So articulation is the next point. So what is articulation? Articulation is the clear, precise pronunciation of speech. Are we speaking clearly? The opposite of articulation would be mumbling. Unclear vocal technique occurs when people do not move their articulators enough when they speak. Lazy articulators lead to bad understanding. So what are the articulators? The lips, the teeth, the tongue, the jaw, the hard and soft palate. So everything sort of right in here is used to articulate our words. Now, we don't always articulate well, right? Right? Even saying right instead of right. Hitting the end of the words and not hidden, right? Hitting, making sure that I'm pronouncing things clearly and I'm hitting the consonants well helps an audience understand what's happening. And so I want to use my articulators to make sure that there's clarity in speech, okay? The resonators are used to help fill the room with the speech. The articulators are used to make sure there's clarity in what I'm saying, okay? So there's a game we're going to play. It's called Hairy Bear, and here's how we play it. I'm going to take an object. Let's say I take a pen, okay? If I pass it to my right, I'm going to say Hairy Bear, okay? The person's going to take it. But if I pass it to my left, I have to say barely hair, okay? So Hairy Bear, barely hair, right? We're going to pass it as quick as we can without thought. We have to go Hairy Bear, Hairy Bear, Hairy Bear, Hairy Bear, barely hair. And then we have to go barely hair, barely hair. And then anybody can change it anytime. And it can even go Hairy Bear, barely hair, Hairy Bear, barely hair, Hairy Bear, barely hair, with the same two people back and forth if they want to. Okay? Again, this is just one trying to get your articulators going. It's a hard thing to say back and forth, but we want to say these things to warm up this area, okay? Right now, repeat after me. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue, the articulatory tools. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue, the articulatory tools. So hopefully you repeated. If not, rewind, okay? This is a warm-up that we do. Why? Because it warms up these things. We also do things just like pronouncing like, wouldn't you, couldn't you, why did you do that, right? Basic phrases that have a lot of consonants right up against each other that we warm up with. All right, this game is called Lemon Surprise. Here's how it works. So when I say lemon, you're going to make a sour lemon face. Like you just so sour. But when I say surprise, you're going to open up your face and be so surprised at what's happening. So lemon. Surprise. Lemon. Surprise. Lemon, oh, the most sour lemon. The most sour one you've ever had. Oh my God, oh, it's so sour. Oh my goodness, oh my gosh. No, the biggest surprise you've ever had. The biggest one, the biggest one. All right, good. This is warming up this area because this has to be wide and open for us to articulate well. One thing that we say when it comes to projection, it's all about breathing. We use our resonators, we use our articulators. But if we do not open our mouth, get 2 fingers. Now open your mouth that way. Now 3 fingers. Now 4. Right? The idea is when we're on stage, we have to open our mouth wide so that sound can come out. And so if we are articulating well, there's a lot of work happening here because I'm opening my mouth wide for the sound to come out, but I'm also using my articulators well, which means there's a lot of work happening. All right, we're going to work on some tongue twisters, okay? You're going to say them after me. The big black bug bit the big black bear. And the big black bear bled blue blood. Now, see if you can put it all together. The big black bug bit the big black bear, and the big black bear bled blue blood. Now, see if you can do it with hitting all of the consonants well. The big black bug bit the big black bear, and the big black bear bled blue blood. The idea with tongue twisters are not to see how fast you can go. The idea with tongue twisters are to see how clear you can say them at a speed that works. Okay? He thrust his fist against the post and still insists he sees the ghost. He thrust his fist against the post and still insists he sees the ghost. A box of biscuits. A box of mixed... I messed up. A box of biscuits. a box of mixed biscuits, and a biscuit mixer. A box of biscuits, a box of mixed biscuits, and a biscuit mixer. That one's hard for me. Trix, Trent, Tweed. Gig, whip, gig, whip, gig, whip. Trix, Trent, Tweed, gig, whip, gig, whip, gig, whip. She slits the sheets. The sheet she slits. And on the slitted sheet she sits. She slits the sheets, the sheet she slits, and on the slitted sheet she sits. That one's hard. That one will mess you up. If you just cussed, apologize to anyone at home who heard you. Blame it on your theater teacher. So I want you to practice these. You're going to let me know what your favorite one is. Coming up on Friday, and I'm going to post a little something about this, the next assignment is you are actually going to perform a nursery rhyme or tongue twister that's at least, I forget how many lines. I'm going to have to look. But that's going to be sort of your final for the voice. So the idea is, one, you memorize it, and then you perform it hitting all of the consonants as well as you can. So you don't have to go fast, okay? But that's what you're going to be working on, and that's what we're going to do on Thursday or Friday, depending on which your next class is, the second class this week. Wednesday is testing up here at the school, and so we won't have class on Wednesday. I can't remember how we're doing attendance that day, but we will figure it out. And then after this week, we're going to move on to Greek theater, which we've already started because we started looking at Thespis. So we'll spend a little bit of time on Greek theater, and then we'll move on to the next part of our unit. So if you have any questions or anything, please reach out to me. Let me know how I can help. If you need to do the Google Meet, then let me know on that as well, and we will get it figured out. Thank you, guys. I will see you soon.